Why is the thing? There we go. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Car hater here. Gonna do a little thing today on basically I'd like to do something when it comes to some vehicle searching, and that's something I've been doing a lot lately. Hold on, let me mute myself here. There we go. So one of the things I have been desperately looking for lately is a new vehicle, or at least trying to. And it's definitely been a hard road to follow, I have to say. The problem is that as much as I keep looking, I'm not really finding much out there. And that's the deal. All right. So here's the thing. I had basically some of that A7 money, but unfortunately, I have to spend it on something else that I rather not. So I've been kind of looking for a cheap car. And those of you who know me and follow me know that, you know what, I have not had a real deal car in quite some time now. That little electric nonsense will be going back basically June. And I don't know if I'm going to really lease another one. So I've been trying to find a cheap car. Yeah, I have that little Ford Tribute that I bought for $1,000, and it's got 94,000 miles on it. One of those one owner things. But I've been searching hardcore for something, and I mean all over. And it's just amazing that I can't find anything. Here's a fake ad right away. I mean, I don't understand why these jerk offs do this. Look at this 2003 Corolla S, 92,000 miles, $1,000. It's fake. This car's not in New York anywhere. You could tell by the trees. But I guess they scam a lot of people with these things. So that's the thing. Yeah, I'm okay. Just reading that chat feature. Listen, you got anything to say? Definitely chat with me. One of the things I probably hate the most would be probably Craigslist. Right now, I'm searching Craigslist, New Jersey, North Jersey, and it's a little bit better. Actually, you know what? I've seen this car around. I think it's actually a really good deal. This Volvo. Yeah, the funny thing, if you know me, I've owned a lot of Volvos. I hate Volvo. I do like this car, though. It rides really, really good. I definitely think it's worth the money. The other thing I like about this is the engine, okay, is chain. It's got a chain timing belt. So I rather go that route because, you could put 1,000,000,000 miles on these Volvos. So I'm not even interested. All right, it's got 168,000 miles. This car is still pretty up to date when you think about it, because this thing was out forever. I have driven these. I've wanted to buy one previously. The only thing I'm not liking about this car is this dirty seat. But let me tell you something, for $4,600, that really is a steal on this car. I would say so. He's also got this thing posted in Facebook, I noticed. Here, I'll show you. Volvo XC70. And the funny thing about me is I actually find, I believe this is the same car. It's the same guy. The only bad thing about it is he's all the way up in... Oh, no, this isn't the same car. Different interior. What am I saying? This one's also a good deal, though. This one's $4,650. This guy's had this for a little bit. I also like this one. I actually prefer this particular vehicle because of the black interior. See, because look at that white. It looks very dirty, that seat. I mean, it's not white, but it's like a beige, very, very light beige. What's the funniest but most reliable car under $5,000? I think we're looking at it, honestly. I believe that this car isn't so bad. Volvos are kind of weird. They will tend to be, they might have like Christmas trees on the dashboard a lot of the times. And what I mean by that is lights on, but they'll keep going. They really will. They don't really ride the best depending on what model. That particular wagon rides a lot better than other ones. Like if you had the older S80, or see this one, I've owned this car too. The older XC70, this thing rides like a friggin' Taurus. It's very terrible. It's really not great at all. But that actually becomes a problem when you live where I do, because there's a lot of potholes. These cars could last forever as long as they're up in North Jersey, or even far upstate or anywhere besides the New York City area, really. Here's another one I've been looking at also, 4,900. These guys are dealers, though. I mean, they probably want to, these guys are wholesalers. I like it's got the black interior. They may want to, of course, tack on some dock fees, which, I can't stand that crap too. That's the other problem, the infamous dock fee. So I look here. So my pricing here is 1,000 to 5,500, right? I could probably even go up higher, especially on Craigslist. We could probably look at 10 grand and offer somebody 5 grand. That's how these idiots are. But I'm keeping it simple. Here's let's see this Acura TSX. Actually, the car's not bad. Yeah, I know. We're just dying to steal your car I mean, really? I don't understand these people. They love blacking out the plate. Like, who cares? Why would you take photos of this car like this too? It's just utterly disgusting. So I wouldn't even be bothered with this. You know what I mean? This car is being sold as is, 5,300. Price is negotiable. All that good stuff. Keep in mind, it's a 12-year-old car. Yeah, which means it's probably fucked up. Let's see what else we have. The Saturn View. You know what the problem is with a lot of these? I forget if it's this one, but they had a lot of problems with the CVT transmission. The band was breaking on them, so that could be a nightmare. 01 4Runner. Yeah, I don't know. Something about the 4Runner. 4Runner is an interesting vehicle, and I'll tell you why. It does hold its value. It is also very reliable, as we know. The problem is that it's not really the best seller out there. And the reason being is because that's a real SUV. It's actually like on the pickup truck platform versus like a lot of like the Pathfinder and everything else. So yeah, I don't think a lot of people really care for that vehicle, but it is very rugged. You could go off road with it. And the other thing I like about that, the back window goes down with the electric, which I think is really cool. All right, let me check out some of these comments here. 2006 Mazda 3 hatchback. All right. Let me tell you guys the situation that I'm having. I'll be driving further. I'll be doing a lot of highway driving, and I need something that's good on the highway and that can shuffle. And what I mean by that is go in and out of traffic if there is any, and kind of just move along. See, I already have this piece of crap, and it's not really bad. I'm not going to say it really is. I have one of these. The thing is, it's not a highway vehicle, and that's why I rather have a wagon that it will get. This thing's bad on gas too, by the way. I don't know why it's sucking so much gas, but it really is. But I need something that can hold a lot of stuff and can handle and everything else, and that's why I'm kind of shooting for the Volvo. Believe it or not. So that's one of the reasons. Yeah, there's the Audi A6 Avant, the 05 or better. The problem is with that, it's holding its value a little bit better. I never really cared for that car on the inside, so that's the other thing. That's my other issue when it comes to that car. Here, look, let's take a look if there's any. There is somebody with one that is cheap money, but it's really messed up looking. Yeah, like this lady. She has one. This one's priced at 5,200, which isn't bad. The reason why I also like this car is because it's got the it's actually a 3.1. They call it 3.2, 6-cylinder engine. This also has a chain, and that's the other thing. So I'm not really worried about mileage. I want to put a lot of mileage on this car. Now, when I looked over this car, and you got to look close. I don't know if this YouTube video will show it, but there's down below the underneath where the spoiler is, or whatever you want to call it, the bumper, it looks like it's been hit. The front bumper is not on properly. It's got a lot of scuffs. And I don't know if you could tell, but the front fender has definitely been painted. See, I really look at these things even before I want to buy something. Also, it's owned by a woman. Some people think that's a great thing or whatever. Not me necessarily all the time, because most women, they just don't take care of cars. I don't care. You got some who are hardcore, and then you have others that don't. But I like when a lot of these women, it's all about women's power today, whatever. They're like, oh, woman owned. I'm like, oh, next car. So that's how I look at it. A couple of things I do like about it is it's showing the license plate, ooh. But here's a real sign also that there could be a problem with the car. And guys, please take note of this. Notice how there's no badges on the back of this car. I don't think that this older woman wanted to take the badges off and make this into a sleeper. So What that tells me is that this car has probably been hit, and the other telltale sign is that this bumper is chipping right here. So they did a really shitty job of spraying this back bumper. All right. So those are the type of things that I look for, even when it just comes to terrible photos out there. And let's face it, there's a lot of them. I like the white. That's nice also. Okay, see, this one's got a badge or whatever, another sticker. But yeah, it's little things like that you got to look. The other big thing you got to look for is to know, get a Honda Ridgeline. All right, hold on. Let me read some of these things. Hilarious. Keep it up. All right. My dad decided not to get a Q7 and replace the Odyssey. It was overpriced. We saw the 2011 Honda Pilot EX in white with 188. Really? And you paid that much for it? For 10,000? Ridiculous. Might get a 2005 Nissan Quest S for only 4Gs. You know what? The Quest isn't a bad vehicle. I believe that one doesn't have the chain. Don't quote me on that, but I know that the Quests can run forever. I used to see that all the time. You should get a second gen CRV. Nah, that's not me. I can't drive that. I'm sorry, I'd want to like throw myself into the woods down an embankment into a tree. My first car was a '03 Infiniti i35, real fast too. Yeah, that's a cool car. You know what? You know what's funny? My friend Coy had that car, and it was very expensive to fix. The parts are a lot of money on those Infinities for whatever reason. I have an '06 Mazda 3 hatchback. That's an amazing car on the highway. What else do we have? Fuck no, my dad has one. He sold it already to somebody there. All right, so the other guy wrote, I'm kidding about the original one. Yeah, read those comments on the live chat. They are exciting, I have to say. All right, so looking at this A6, well, I kind of like a white car. I want a white car. I haven't owned a white car in probably like 20 years. So I've been wanting a white car. I always have black cars. I'm just bored with it, even though I don't care for the tan interior. But check this out. It's got some nonsense aftermarket in front of the screen, which means there's a problem there. And I don't know what the heck's going on with that. So that alone won't, I'm not buying this thing just because of that. Because if I can't have the systems working inside the car, forget that. I don't know what that's about. This one's also got 170,000 miles. I mean, it's all about pricing. Let's see what else we have here. Let me see any of these cars. Shelby Dodges out there. Yeah, there is. Look at that. No, I'm not looking for that though. So let me see. So really lately, I just been looking for something with reliability. If you notice here too, these XC90s, they go for cheap money. So why? Well, if you look at my YouTube channel, you see that I've probably done, I don't know, at least 100 videos on these things over the years. Are they good? Well, it's a Volvo thing. And what I mean by that is it's hard to describe, but Volvos are Volvos. This basically feels like a Ford Taurus truck, if you know what I mean. And it's just got a weird ride. It's going to have little issues here and there. It's going to probably need it's not going to be tight. And it's just not a vehicle that, I don't know, it's never all there. Oh, this one's actually got the navigation screen in it, believe it or not. Oh, wait. Yeah, it should. So that's the only bad thing about it. These things also are bad on gas. I mean, this one's got 197 on it, 3150. This one looks a little newer. This one's why is this so cheap? This is a 2009 and it's a R. Yeah, that's the motor I had in my S60R. That thing's a gas guzzler. That's a straight six too, and it looks like it's front wheel drive. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, this one's kind of newer. Let's see what the problem is. Well maintained, one owner, excellent condition, black leather interior, full electric, heated seats. Oh, see, look, they did the belt tensioner, tie rod ends, brake pad set, brake disc. Wow, they did a lot of work actually. Full service maintenance, no accidents. I don't know. It seems a little cheap to me. I don't care for those floor mats in there, but hey, whatever. Somebody put the Parrot, they got the Parrot Bluetooth in there. See the nice gauges? That's definitely the R. You know, the other thing about Volvos, I don't know if you can see it, but down at the bottom, I don't know if you got, can you got? Yeah, you can. The switches down here, that kind of tells you what kind of options are in it too. That's always a good shot when you want to take pictures of this. I don't know. This one seems cheap, $37.50. I don't know. Let me do a little research on it. Let's see. Oh yeah, this guy's a car dealer. He's got another car for sale. Unless all of a sudden he's selling both of his cars, which seems a little strange. But that's the thing I also like about Facebook Marketplace, that you could click. And then what you do, you click on their, profiles to see what else they're selling. And you can kind of get a feel of what type of people you're dealing with too by looking up even their own personal photos. So here's a jerk off who probably posts the same thing a million times, right? So another thing you could do is this. Here, I'll teach you a trick if you don't know it. So when you're on good old Craigslist, what you could do is, hold on, let me go back out here. I'll just go like this. Search their phone number, okay? So check this out. So look at all the stupid ads he made. He's got to make 1 million ads. Now we know he's a dealer. He's got another car there, but for whatever reason, he's really pushing that, what do you call it, A4. Now, you could still even do it. Here, look. You could still even do it if you hit up here to reply. You still just copy and paste their phone number in there, and that will kind of give you the idea if these people are dealers. I mean, look, it's kind of self-explanatory too, because when you think about it, most of the people here, they either have real plates on it or they're trying to black it out with their fucking fingers or some stupid shit. Like, really? Are people really dying to, I guess, it's got a performance package. So, guys are dying to fucking go to his parking lot and steal it. Here's a way that I could steal it, though. I could call you up, pretend that I'm going to come and buy your car, and then I'll go fucking steal it, when I get the address. So I don't know, whatever. It's just my thought process, though. But the other thing is, too, and what I say to a lot of people is, it's pretty funny. Like, are you driving around with your plate blacked out? How are you able to drive around? Are you so fucking scared about somebody coming to get the car? But as you see, look, there's not really a lot of stuff out there. All right, let's take a look at this. It's old. 2001 RX 300. They say these things are reliable. This is basically a fucking Toyota Camry up higher with no snow capability or any of that. The other problem is with these, you can never tell, at least by looking at them, whether this one says it's 4-wheel drive, but a lot of these are front-wheel drive, and there's like no badging on these. I find that very weird. This thing, I got to admit, it's got really soft leather inside. It is a lot of stuff, a lot of vehicle for the value. Look at this. He's got another one, a black one next to it. I don't know what the deal is with this, but they're reliable. They also ride nice too. It's very nice. A lot of women love them because they're really nice riding. It doesn't act like a SUV at all. Look at this. Wow. Honda Accord, great car. 94. Jetta's cool. I've owned this before. I had a 06 TDI. That was a nice car. I own one of these. Cool Mazda. Look at this. This guy, 90,000 miles. I should sell mine. And 03, like, who's going to really steal this? Why do you need to black out your plate? Really? Can't imagine. He's got no plate on the back, which leads me to believe it's probably a dealer pretending that he's not a dealer. Okay. He's also got a 347 area code, which is in, of course, Jersey. So let's see what comes up. Just one ad. Okay. Let me check. Yeah, that's it. But who knows? But these are things you have to do when you're looking for cars. Okay. And the problem is that, a lot of these cars I'm looking at, they should be a lot cheaper, but they're not. Cars are really holding their value right now. And I've never seen anything like it. And there's really, when you really think about this, to find a good used vehicle with service records, 2 sets of keys, an owner's manual, and a person that actually gave the vehicle love. How many cars are, how many cars out of all of these are like that? And that's what the issue is. It's very, very difficult now to find this. 2012 Explorer. Let's take a look at that. That's a fake ad. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Seems like a fake ad. I don't know. I wonder how that thing rides now. Probably like junk. This nerd. Volkswagen Passat. Actually almost looks like a W8 with those wheels. How do you know about that? That Volkswagen put a W formation into this Passat. I actually used to have a few of these because when I worked at the Audi VW place, I used to take these home. Melman, wow, he had an opportunity to buy the last year of this model. It came with the BBS, and it was like the sport package. Car was gorgeous, silver one, but it was a 6-speed manual transmission. He's like, I don't want to drive stick, but he loved the car. I remember I gave it to him to use for like a week or so. Used to actually give him a whole bunch of cars. The owner was a real nice guy. I mean, myself and the owner were very, very close at one time. And I mean, I hadn't owned a car in like 6 years. I just didn't, I didn't need one. I was taking a different car home all the time. And I mean, I was just running the place. Even my old man, he would get cars, and I'm not even exaggerating, for months. He would also switch cars when he did buy one every 6 months or so, because I was just throwing them in all types of stuff. A8, all road, cool A6 27 Sport. That was a nice time. That was back like '06, like '05 to '07. And then, there was a dropout in the economy. But that was a time when people were making a lot of money and car sales were like through the roof. It was amazing. I mean, look, these are not bad for what they are. I don't care for that dash really. I just never been a fan. I thought this was a time period when Audi went downhill, especially with like the interior. And maybe it sounds crazy to people, but I think this was definitely a step back. This was in the Q7 for many years, only up until recently. But for the most part, that's a 4.2. I wouldn't buy that. I'd actually just get the 3.2. I'm trying to find something that makes sense. And that's something you guys got to think about too. It's right now I'm trying to find something that's practical. I actually love these Cherokee XJs. These are great. I had one of these. Long story. It's a shame. I actually had a 99. That's the kind of like rounded off more or less on this. So nobody's got any questions, I see. Nothing's going on in the chat. These were cool sport tracks. They all drive like shit. It's a shame, but they are cool. Actually, I think I know this dealer. Yeah, I do. I don't know, these Subarus. I owned a Subaru before. They always, I don't know. The Murano, I have to say something about the Miatas. Yo, I told you, I need something to go 100 miles in one way, okay? I have to be able to bring stuff up there and bring it back. Every other weekend or so. I can't drive a fucking Miata. So, these Muranos, I always used to, if you look back at a lot of my videos, I always used to say, oh, the Murano's great. And it's one of the best out there. They definitely do own the crossover segment. I'm not going to lie. They do. They killed it, Nissan. The funny thing was, yeah, I used to drive them, but I never took one, and drove it for a long haul. So when I drove it, I was like, wow, this thing's a piece of shit. It really is terrible. So I was quite wrong on that. The funny thing is the Rogue is actually a better vehicle, hands down. It really is. At one time, believe it or not, guys, I was trying to buy one of these as a work car. I like the Sonata. I was actually getting even a better deal than this at the time. This is years ago. I ended up buying that S60R instead. But, yep, that's a cool car. It's not bad. They're pretty reliable. Let's see, just connection back. So the Quest is good, has 125,000 miles, and runs better than the Odyssey with 165. Yeah, it's true. Get a Mazda CX-5? I don't know. Let me see if there's any available. I'm not really a big Mazda fan, even though I have one right now. No, it doesn't even come up. Let's try it again. Nah. It's more money, too. I'm not really that Mazda type of guy. I don't know, zoom and everything. I don't know. Look, even though you pay cheaper money, you still want something. My neighbor crashed their Sonata because it had the same problem with the Camry. Oh, the Toyota pedal thing? Yeah. I don't think there was a problem with the Toyotas. I think it was just fucking Toyota drivers because they have no idea what they're doing and they just wanted to blame it on something. But hey, that's what happens when you mass produce something so much too. It could be glitchy. But Toyota drivers are the worst, by the way. I don't know if you ever saw it. Take a look at the old car hater video where I drive the here, let's look it up. Hold on. Where I drive the what the heck is that thing? That yeah, everybody always asks me, "Oh, what type of videos do you watch?" Look, I like sinking ships. I like stuff like that. I watched abandoned stuff. That's really what I like. I don't know. It's weird. You're not gonna find anything on my wall from other car guys. I'm just not that way. Let's see. Car hater. Here it is. when I rented this down in Florida, oh my God. I was the worst driver in the world. It was hilarious. And why isn't the stupid thing loading? There we go. Yeah, it was just terrible. I was like all over the place and I almost got into like major accidents. It seemed like I just couldn't drive. I don't know why this thing isn't loading. It's just kind of depressing looking at that, right? Even though I have high speed internet there. But anyway, back to this. All right, so you got this E500. Here's the problem, guys. Yeah, it's a great car. Yeah, the Lorenzo. I love the abandoned mall series too. Yeah, I'm all over that too. All over abandoned stuff like submarines. I don't know if you guys seen this. These guys. Oh my goodness, they went to go look at those Soviet space shuttles. I was like, wow. I would. You know what? That's really living, going exploring and everything. I'm truly into that. You know, it's almost like, yeah, I got to live my life through YouTube, unfortunately, to do those kind of things. But I would like to do that sort of stuff. So this is a great car, of course, for the money, you would say. The problem is to fix it. It's just super costly. And let's put it this way. If something breaks, it's going to be more than the 3,800 that they're asking for it. And there's where your problems come in. What can you really afford to fix when it comes to vehicles? So that's sort of the things. Look, if you're looking into 5Gs like I am, you have to really look at stuff and say, how can I get the best buck, the most out of my money for a vehicle? I'm actually supposed to buy, I don't know. This lady was calling me. I still like this car, actually. I think, you know what? I don't know what it is about Volvo. The funny thing is, I'm such a hypocrite because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to buy this thing and I'm going to be like, what the fuck was I thinking? And make fun of it the whole time as I buy it. But I don't know. Volvo always ropes me back in. This steering wheel is terrible too. It's just got this I don't know. It's so loose, the car. But that's the way they are. They really are that way. Let's see what kind of wagons we got out there. I like wagons, really. Oh, that's cool too. Oh yeah. This is all me right here. I love Crown Victoria. That's a beautiful car, believe it or not. As crazy as that sounds. Oh my God. It actually looks pretty good though. I'm not going to lie. Why do people put the plate on crooked? Like put it in the middle or don't even put it on at all. That's so stupid looking too. I really hate that crap. Hey, the other thing I've been seeing a lot of lately is guys who try to hide the plate in some photos and then they show it in others. It's so stupid. Like they got their finger over one of the plate and then all of a sudden it's shown in another one. They're so fucking stupid. See this? Okay, so we know that this car is all fucked up. First of all, it's dropped so far that you can't even drive this thing. All right. Why would you show these photos on a, why would you do this? I mean, what are you thinking? Look at this. Does this run? Coilovers, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, torque converter needs replacing. There you go. But I see weirdos doing this all the time where they'll take photos in the most messed up places where you will not want to buy the vehicle. Like, really? I want to come and buy this freaking Titanic of a vehicle? Check this out. That facade looks sweet. Yeah, it looks sweet, but it's also destroyed. Remember, you have to think about this. And this is very, very big. And let me tell you this. Look over the vehicle. You don't want to buy somebody else's project. All right, this guy blacked out these wheels or whatever, right? You know, even in the car industry, when we take in a car at a dealership, whatever modifications you've done, it's ripped out. They want to put the car back to stock. That may be your taste, but it's not the taste of other people. And that's the big thing. Yes, certain things will add value to a car, but a lot of things will not. This car is tastefully done. You know, it's got A4 wheels on it. You know, you can see it's dropped. I got a little mess up here in the back. But, you know, you have to do things tastefully that make sense and is going to appeal to mass amounts of people. Hold on. What do we got here? What's up with this old Volvo? 13, 15. This thing is ancient. These things run forever, though. They're all right. I mean, you know what? My friend Carl has one at Long Island Rim. He definitely has one. He drives. It's amazing. The thing's probably got like 300,000 miles on it now. Here's another one of these junk boxes. Oh, this guy, I know exactly where he is. That's my buddy who was just texting me. Nah, I got to wait a minute to call him back. This is Stat. No, oh no, I'm sorry. This is Connecticut. I'm wrong. What is this thing? Whoa. Hilarious. But yeah, you know what's funny? You see that there are a ton of Volvos for good money. And see, that's the thing about Volvo. It gives you a lot for the money at a great price. And it looks like, yo, you spent more money, whatever it is. Like, look at this car. This car looks pretty damn decent. It's rugged looking, everything else. It's got plates on it. This one might be a good one. You know, the later years. I think I had I can't remember what year mine was. Yeah, not really seeing too much. This is a beautiful car too. This is a 2001 and a half. What? What do you mean a half? Yeah, it is. It's a 1.5. See, Audi was weird. They did weird things. And wow, this car's messed up. What a shame. This has the newer front, the newer front, the lighting. And on the inside too, it will have the updated stereo. It'll have the double din versus the single din. The other thing is you could tell with this car is even the side marker when it's fatter like that, it's a newer one versus the old one. The older ones too, like the 98, they'll have the shorter mirrors too, the sport mirrors they call them. Weird stuff like that. This also came with the RS4 wheels at the time. They used to have, wagons in the 80s. Yeah, the Maxima. The Maxima, I actually owned it. 87 Nissan Maxima SE 5-speed. Let me tell you something. That is probably one of my top vehicles I ever owned, believe it or not. Something about that car. They also made the Toyota Cressida wagon back in those times, 88 or so, and they had 2 windshield wipers on the back window. What a cool little feature. But the Maxima wagon, yeah, that's a really nice vehicle. I see them out there, believe it or not, for sale, even on Facebook Marketplace. Let's see if there's any, you know what? Let's read that. Let's do it. I want to buy one and like resell it. Nah, nothing. Let me see. Cressida. Anyway, guys, in all seriousness, you could really find a lot of stuff here on Facebook Marketplace. And now it's really being saturated with asshole dealers and, flippers and all that other stuff. So that's the thing. But yeah. We got Audis. Nothing really. The other thing I like to do, I don't know if I told you guys this, is I actually like to search by year. And since I'm like old school, I always told you 89 is my favorite year for cars. I like to do this, but I'll usually start from 86 and work my way up. I'll probably go to like 91 or 92, but not really. But this is like a cool time period for me. Here's an interesting car. I don't know if you guys know about this. This is a Chrysler Maserati TC. I think I mentioned this before in a live video. This was a collaboration between the two companies at the time, and I believe Chrysler owned them, something like that, whatever. But this came with 3 engines, actually. It came with a shitty V6 engine from Mitsubishi. Then it came with the Turbo 2. Was it Turbo 2 or Turbo 1? Came with the Chrysler Turbo engine. Then it came with the Maserati engine, the 16-valve, double overhead cam. That's the one you want. That's always holds its value and it's big bucks. But that Chrysler Maserati there, you see, that was one of the most comfortable cars I ever sat in. I always loved this car too, the Mazda 626. I loved the one before it too, the 88. What a beautiful car. They made a touring. We'll go over that one day, actually. I'm going to do a video just on that car. All right, I guess that's about it. What time is it now? Yeah, 1 o'clock. Got to make a few phone calls. Listen, subscribe, like, help me out. That's about it. All right. Thanks for watching. And I'll try to do another one real soon.